I don't like that it says 3 mana, sack 1 thing, create 2 treasures. That's tonal dissonance. Because you got the number 3, 1, 2, then you got sack 3, draw 2, and it's a 3-2. Mate, I've got OCD, so everything bothers me. Everything. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode. Today, I'm proposing to you a challenge or an alternative to Rusko. So let's see if this works out. It's a blue-black control deck, just like Rusko normally is, but it's more interesting because it's not an automatic victory. It takes a bit of working to get to the end. Ertai Resurrected is fantastic because it lets you counter a creature spell or any spell on the stack. The opponent gets to draw a card, so it's literally the perfect control companion as such. It's always there in a cinch if you're in trouble, and it's really powerful, and it's probably one of my favourite Dimir cards they've, I think, ever made. The best synergy with this is something like Narset, because Narset says each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. If it's their turn and they've already drawn a card, and you cast Ertai, then they won't be drawing the additional card here. There's probably a lot more other ways to punish people from drawing cards, but maybe that would be another deck, maybe with something like Underworld Connections and other draw punishers. We do have Shieldred, which is a small piece of synergy which does work well, but it's just so powerful in pretty much any black X shell. The deck is heavy on the 2-drops because you want to be able to just react to a lot of your opponent's things early on. There's a lot of counter spells. This is the new 2023 Josh, by the way, the Josh that is not scared of counter spells, but you know what, if you're not playing T colours out, then I guess why bother? I used to shy away from counters, but no one else does, so let's just join in and join in the fun and try and stop them. Obviously you got Wash Away, Spell Pierce, it's really good. You got a few you got a card like Essence Flux, which are great because it can flicker your Ertai and re-trigger. So it was initially going to be more of a flicker, bouncy style deck. There are a few ways to return them to your hand. You've got Aether Channeler, which you can return him to your hand. You've got Baron, which you can as well. But you've also got Runaway Together, which is quite cool. You can bounce one of yours and one of theirs, and a few other flicker spells. On the top end, you need some win cons because Ertai's going to struggle just with 3 damage over and over again. So you've got Hullbreaker Horror, which is just OP. Fantastic card. You can resolve this, bounce all your opponent's things and maybe yours. But it's a Citadel. And I've also put in a Thought Distortion because when I matched against enemy control decks, it was really a struggle to get rid of their cards. And it exiles all non-creature, non-land cards from that player's hand and graveyard, which is really mean, but it's just one of the few ways to just annihilate opponent's control decks and also the graveyard. So this is going to get the graveyard decks. So if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Really helps support the channel. But yeah, I just want to say something toward the end of this video, which is quite sad news, really. I've not had a very good day, sadly. I lost my job, and it wasn't in a very nice way. I don't think it was. I don't think they let me go in the proper way, so it feels a bit bad. I don't really want to go into it too much, but yeah. So I'm currently I don't have a job, which is always terrifying when you need to pay the mortgage and feed a family, and yeah, it's been a really bad day, to be honest. So I thought I'd record this video as it's a way to, it's like therapeutic, I suppose. It's a way to kind of use my energy for something productive, which, I mean, to be honest, I don't really enjoy the job anyway, but it's just the way it ended. Spoken to a few friends and even an advisor who said it didn't go down too good, so I'm going to have to spend my following weeks and months sorting it out and finding a new job. So hate to grovel, but yeah, this is probably the worst time for me in a while, and any support you can do really helps the channel. So any donations via Ko-fi, yeah, really helps the channel. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who already has been doing that. It's super kind when I see people supporting me that way. But if you don't want to do that, that's completely fine. Just leave me a like and a sub. That also grows the channel. So let's hope my day, my week improves, and let's hope I can get myself a new job, because otherwise I'm in trouble. But yes, anyway, let's hope you enjoy this video. Okay, so Ertai must be a pretty high powered deck, because Chatterfang is up there. And starting hand's okay, it's not fantastic. They're going to Thoughtseize, aren't they? No, Shaper Sentry. Still quite annoying. We are going to be able to kill the Chatterfang, that's important, because otherwise it's just going to murder our stuff. Blood Artist, sure thing. So we want some board wipes, really. Looking for board wipes. Board wipes for sale. Board wipes for sale. Come and get your board wipes. Although I need the board wipes, so why would I be selling them? No, that was a silly scenario. I need someone to sell me their board wipes. Sack a creature, get 2 treasures. Craziness. Let's go for the connections, guys. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And clearly the people in this artwork know some stuff. But what do they know? So far their deck hasn't scared me yet. There's still time, like this turn, to make me poo-poo myself. Ruthless Knave. They've got their own connections. Totes legit. Time Warp in the bin. That's depressing. Okay, so we could straight up get 2 black market connections in one game. It's not impossible. So we could feed the Swarm it now. Creature control. Feed the Swarm. Okay, let's feed the Swarm this, and then we're going to set up a future turn where the Zalatan hits them, and maybe we can get 2 black market connections. But that is a bit silly, because we'll probably be killing ourselves quite a lot. We'll see how we feel. It could be funny. Sack 3 treasures, draw a card. That's actually, I've never seen this card before, but it has 2 pretty relevant abilities. I don't like that it says 3 mana, sack 1 thing, create 2 treasures. That's tonal dissonance, because you got the number 3, 1, 2, then you got sack 3, draw 2, and it's a 3/2. Mate, I've got OCD, so everything bothers me. Everything minute like that. But this is a design that they probably spent a while on, and it probably is balanced in some ways, but I don't know. There's some beautifully designed cards that not only work in terms of power but flavour, like Grizzlebrand has like the number 7 written on it multiple times. So now I'm on 13, I'm a bit worried. Maybe we just get a treasure and draw, because I want to get a land. They can sack Squirrel. Okay, we got a land. Maybe we just pass the turn. Yeah. We're going to pass the turn to the weird squirrel deck. Blood Artist. That's powerful. Powerful. All powerful. So I don't think we want to get black market connections. But just know I could have if I wanted to. Toski? Okay. We can deal with that. We've got this. If I didn't have... Okay. So we can block. No, we're going to do this. Bounce and minus. So we're going to bounce the general and minus the Toski and then block the knave. So they'll draw a card for the Shaper Sentry. Everything we do is just going to let them draw cards. Just thinking I could have got a Blood Artist, but because this conjures a duplicate of a creature card in an opponent's graveyard. Damn, as if they drew 2 anyway. It's crazy. This Shaper Sentry is ridiculously good. So down to 9. But yeah, this is where our this is where our Shieldred's going to hopefully help us a bit. Because with the Black Market connections out, we can gain 4 instead of lose. So we could go for the Shieldred, and then we can go for the Binder Secrecy to protect her. I think that's the move. I think that's the move. Because we're getting way too low. Way too Han Solo for my liking. They're digging up for a basic forest. It took them ages to do that. Memory Deluge in the bin. That's fine. It's got Flashback. Flashback is lovely. And Wash Away, even lovelier. And let's just create a treasure. It's all good. Shieldred. Mission. Protect Shieldred. Let's go. Assassin's Trophy. So we go for the secrecy on this one because it's non-creature. They didn't even want to lose that. 2 life, did they? See, I told you she's good. And we have 3 mana for the Wash Away and... or the Wash Away, because that's the only thing I can do. They got another kill spell. And we're going to counter it. I think we're fine. I think we're stayed alive here. Okay, so now the connections is going to gain his life if we draw a card. So we draw cards, we gain 2. Transform that, give us more mana, please. More mana, more mana, more mana. Oh, look at this. Brutal. He's even missed. To 7. So we can even attack in. Okay, so now I feel pretty safe. We're at 7. Okay, we just need to keep Shieldred alive again. They just wasted 2 spells there. Chatter Fang. I think we're going to counter this before it resolves, because if it resolves, they get to draw 2 cards. If we target it post-resolution, we want to get it pre-resolution, draw 1 card rather than 2. I hope that makes sense. It's a lot of words I just used. They draw 2. Sorry, draw a card, lose another 2. They've got themselves a Jadar. So I'm now going to put them in an absolute predicament. Because I'm going to have a Zarathsan come in, and it's going to steal cards from the graveyard. And wouldn't you agree that this is much more fun than a Rusko deck? It's fun, isn't it? Let's gain some life and a treasure. A bit risky, but... 8. Oh my goodness, the synergy! The synergy, yeah. Okay, we go first against Teferi, who slows the sun. Starting hand is very good. Very good. We've got a way to look in their hand, which is something you always want to do when people are playing control. The Ledger Shredder is going to be great as well, because it allows us to dig through our deck for more things. So maybe this is a better card to get out first. There was merit in saying maybe hold that back for turn 3, so you can go for the Thoughtseize as well. So this has no abilities now, which is very sad. So we can go for Thoughtseize here, seeing as Ledger Shredder's now pointless. Oh, this is not nice. They've got all sorts of stuff. I guess solve the equation. Mazewine Tome. Tome stops them from getting more cards a lot easy. I mean, they can go for solve the equation for the extra turn spell, which is the inevitable spell people always seem to go for. Someone's banging outside, so I do apologise. I could return the Ledger Shredder to my hand, and that's 4 mana to do that. So shame I don't have 4 mana for the Shieldred. I need the Swamp. So drawing cards is our next plan here. Time Warp's going to be good if we get to 4 mana. But also, we can get a copy of the Teferi, which is interesting. Let's see if we can just flicker this, because why not? Let's try and get it on board. They clearly don't want me to have it. They could kill it here. They could counter it. They're going to use Thassa's Intervention to counter it. That's okay because it means they don't get to draw 2 cards of that. So we've got yet another creature bounce, but I don't know if they're going to run any creatures, sadly. So yeah, we're just still looking for the old Swampage. We need the Swampage. We could... There's no point flashing that in. That's no value whatsoever. And I think I'm going to save the Vesuvian Mist for when they go for Teferi. If that's the case, then we just hit them for what? -1 damage each turn. And, yeah. -1 damage. That's going to take a lot of hits. You could say it's going to take an infinite number of hits. Let's go for the Ornithopter of Paradise, seeing as we're not drawing our swamp. So they're going to make a soldier? They are. That's fine, because now we have a target for the runaway together. So this is a good time to try and bounce these two. Oh, this is a nightmare playing against enemy Azorius players. So we've got Ledger Shredder back. So now we can just... There's literally no reason to do anything. We've got Zarath San. Let's try and sneak this in right now. 1 blue open. Pact of Negation. So they really respected the power of Zarath San there, which I suppose makes sense because he can just reanimate everything. Okay, they've got 2 mana open. What are they going to do here? We've got 5. Maybe we go for the Ledger Shredder. See if we can resolve that. And then we'll try and bounce the token. And do we want to discard anything? I really don't think so. But we have to. Maybe the Mist? Because I'm thinking if we get the Liliana to ultimate, then they're going to really struggle dealing with it. If they have a board wipe here, I think we just die. Sadly. Solve the equation, so they're going to get a 4 mana board wipe. Supreme Verdict. Okay, so that really is going to hurt. Although we just got a Memory Deluge. Yeah, this is probably where we say bye to Shieldred. Okay, so that's really going to hurt. So we've got the extra swamp. Let's go for the Deluge here. Oh, Invoke Despair and Cost Lock Thwain. That's actually a pretty good hit. It's a shame we can't resolve anything else. Yeah, things aren't going so good, to be honest. Suppose I should be used to that. So if he keeps up, he's going to draw another card. He's got Commit as well, so we're not going to be able to resolve anything this game, I don't think. Which is very sad. So if we do that, we can counter the spells with Ertai. So they go for Commit, we can Ertai this. Which they do. Try and cast Ertai to counter the Commit. They are going to draw a card, which is very sad. Now, they'll still have that in their graveyard. So they can still make us draw cards.
A fight? And you think you can win?
And themselves, of course. But now we have a creature on board. So we can start threatening the Teferi. They can make 1/1s. I'm sure they've got lots of removal. The Invoke Despair should be good, though. They tap out in any way, shape, or form. Mind Stone. So they're going to be able to untap 2 mana. So they basically cast the Mind Stone for free. That's why Teferi is so good. It's kind of a combo-y Planeswalker. You can do a lot of scary things. Like, imagine you had a mana rock that tapped for 3. This gives you double mana or more in some cases. Imagine you also had something like a Nykthos, and Teferi would be able to untap the Nykthos as well. Oath, so he can flicker the Teferi And although he's going to get 2 activations per turn. That's pretty rough. Oh no, now they control Liliana. Oh, that's so... This is so rough.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
Damn, that's so rough. Well, they're probably going to make us discard, so I guess we might as well go for the Time Warp into Invoke Despair. Not the most ideal thing. We can't even Invoke Despair because we don't have 4 black mana. Yeah, I think they've just won this game. I think we get rid of the Liliana because it's going to make us discard 2 cards.
Sorry, I'm not interested in dying today.
Man, this game is rough. And this is the thing about blue-white control is it's just so goddamn oppressive. And to think we're a Dimir control deck and we are pretty much struggling. It's just, I think the thing that changed it was the board wipe and the fact that they're optimized to face control as well. Oh, the irony. Oh, the irony. So they're going to be able to stop us drawing extra cards, but also they're going to be able to tick up, tick down multiple times. That's so gross because with Teferi untapping twice, it's essentially like 6 mana return just from him. Yeah, I think I'm going to concede this game. We've got Counterspell now, so we're not going to resolve anything. And a Khan's Temporal Sundering. Cool, let's call that one quits. It's too painful. Too painful to endure. Awful. Awful game. Opponent goes first with Azusa Lost But Seeking. Mono green landfall build. Starting hand is very modest, but we shall see if we can surpass them. If you notice my camera in different positions, I'm just testing a new position for this game, just to see. I'm just trying to get a better kind of angle, perhaps, because a friend suggested my video top in the bottom left cover the deck and the graveyard, so let's see if this is better. If you prefer this one, just tell me you prefer middle left, and I will go forward with whatever that one is. So because I film games in a strange order, not always the right order, that there is no right or wrong order, let's face it, it's just an order. You might see my video change position. Man, they've got a lot of mana here. I think we want to just Ertai it here because otherwise they're going to get 7 mana in the next turn, or 8. That is the thing about Azusa though, you need a lot of lands or the deck doesn't do anything. Also, if there's any streamers out there, I'd like to ask you a question. Maybe Gnome or MTG if you're watching. I'd like to have like a border around my video. Like a fancy border. I think you've got one, Gnome. Where is the best place to get that? I use OBS. So I did have a look in OBS to see if there were any borders, just like a fancy border to go around the camera, but I didn't see one, so maybe it's an external plugin or something, just to make it look a bit cool, maybe animated border or something. I don't really know. I'm very new to the cam thing, so I hope people enjoy it, better or worse, who knows? Who knows? So yeah, I'm having, as I said in the intro, I'm having a very sad day today. I just, yeah. So sorry if I'm not as funny as usual or whatever. Yeah. I'll try my best to be entertaining, but maybe some people like the misery. Maybe some people enjoy the misery, because maybe that's a selling point. Kozilek. We can counter this, I think. Do we win if we counter it? They will draw 6 cards. 6 cards. Yeah, it's a cast trigger, so yeah. They still get the draw there. Pretty rough, I have to say, because they could have more horrible spells. Although it just lands. What am I worried about? Lands, I guess, Unimog. Nissa.
I protect that which
Nissa.
cannot protect itself.
So she's going to be a problem. I mean, he already has millions of lands, though, doesn't he? So, do I block here? Do I block here? I don't think I do. True. So they've just spaffed the whole hand out. Meat Hook Massacre. That's interesting. Let's attack first. I'm not bothered about losing the Ertai, because obviously if we get to recast him, okay, they understand that too. So we could go for Extinction Event, we could go for the Meat Hook Massacre, but they've got so many manlands that are probably just going to kill us. 4, 5, 6. Massacre, maybe? Or then return it. Extinction Event on even would kill the Forest and the Cobra. Oh, this is really tricky, this is. I don't really want to lose Ertai when they're on 3. But then, next turn, if they take up with Nissa, they're going to get another Forest. We get to kill yet another Forest. So actually, let's just go for the Tome here. Let's just see what they do. We could just lose to a Crater Hoof Behemoth, which is my favourite way to lose the game. Magic the Gathering Arena Historic Brawl on PC.
Rise, my elemental friend.
Rise. She certainly did shake the world, that's for sure. They're going to return Koza Lake to hand. Man, they really want to draw those extra cards. Okie dokie. This is going to be pretty rough. See, it wasn't looking too bad until they just drew an extra 5 cards. I have to say. Sure, we'll let him resolve. Look, it's a cast trigger. The fact it's a cast trigger is kind of dodgy. Damn, all these. It's 10 mana, so it would die to the Extinction Event. If we get to resolve it, remember they can counter any of our spells by discarding a card with the same mana cost. So, but the thing is, they've got double mana, so they're probably just going to cast everything. And a World Breaker. Wow. And they're going to target the Maze Mind Tome, so we might as well just draw a card here. Spectacular loss. I've got a really itchy nose. It's driving me nuts. Okay, so they're going to smash face. Let's go for the Planar Incision. Try and flicker this. They're holding priority, so they could have any number of things going on here. So we'll try and kill the Nissa, because that's going to be the most problematic thing to kill. Weirdly, the rest I'm not that bothered.
No longer.
So let's try and kill Cobra, because they can recast the Azusa down to 19. $12. And this is now whenever you... So you can play an additional land. They've got even more lands they can play here. This is just silly Billy now. Okay, well... Right, so if we've got a counter spell, we're screwed. So we're screwed either way. So let's just try and swing in here. They know a board wipe's coming now. Man, this is a rough game. They've drawn so many cards to the Kozilek. And let's see if the Extinction Event resolves. If it resolves, we might have a chance, but... So if this card something costs 4. Evens. Yeah, evens. Okay. But they could just have an Ulamog in their hand, couldn't they? See, if I kill this, they can just return it. But I think I want to kill the Druid class because this can make another big creature. Yeah, so that's good that that's now gone. But I do believe we're dead either way, because they have a Crawling Barons, which can become very, very large. They can draw cards with the Arch of Erazka as well. And they can draw a card with Cryptic Caves. And they can also win with the Crater Hoof Behemoth. Do you reckon it's going to be Crater Hoof? It's going to be Ulamog with Haste. Oh. At least it's not Crater Hoof, I suppose. Bing, bang, bong. Minus 35. Sweet. Okay, we go first against a Kaka. I think we'll keep this. I wonder what build there'll be. There's a lot of different types. I have a paper Kaikar deck. Sat just there to my left. And it's an enchantment build. It's quite funky. It's quite powerful. It's got the classics like Perforos. I'm glad Perforos isn't in arena yet. Probably one day. We'll go back to the original Perforos one day. Get all the gods, that'll be good. So our hand's pretty decent. We've got the removal we need. Got a bit of card advantage. Reveal yourself, Jeskai deck. What version are you? Could be a Super Friends build. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can get some ramp out here. Blue? Can we have this on blue, please? We can. They probably have a way to destroy artifacts because Jeskai has a lot of options, you see. Seek new knowledge. Not just knowledge, new knowledge. But isn't all knowledge new? Like, if you had the knowledge, then it would be old knowledge. I suppose old knowledge is knowledge that's been predetermined in the past, isn't it? I don't know. I just don't know, guys. Seek new knowledge. Knowledge that's just come out. A scientist has just written a paper on it. Pass. So they've blatantly got mana open. Okay, then. Okay. Right, let's see if we can resolve the Aether Channel. I just want to get a land drop. We've got 2 mana open for the Secrecy as well. Just want to draw a card here. Come on, give us a land. Come on, babe. Come on, babe. Yes! Coming in clutch there, Mr. Channeler. And they say men can't multitask. He's reading a book and he's holding a staff. Just saying. So now we're going to ride a 2-1 to victory. Let's go. We've got the Citadel and the Ritual. Fantastic. But they haven't tapped out all game. Fine. Go for it. We can cast any spell in our hand. Narset, that's a card that I do not like. 2 mana open. Let's see if we can counter it with the Bind to Secrecy here. And then we also have the Ertai's backup. If they fight over this, we've got the Burst of Citadel, so... they want to keep that 2 mana open. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Land. It's weird, but honestly, getting land is good. It's what we need to see. 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, I reckon we can make them quit if we resolve the South Sand because we're going to steal the Narset. What scenario can I do that means we just get the Narset? I'll just pass the turn, I think. And this is why hitting your lands is so important in this format. That's why I've got 40 lands in most decks. As a control player, you're constantly looking for the ability to cast 2 spells in 1 turn because you want to be able to counter a counter. So they're going to kill the Drowned Catacomb just to draw a card. They're just looking for a land drop. Okay, that's fine. So we've got 1 mana floating, so we're probably going to use that on something. Pass to combat. I've noticed on the bottom right interface of the game they removed that those pips. So let's see. Do I want to just... What's the advantage of doing this? We can't leave anything else up even. Yeah, it's fine. We'll just let that blue source go, which is sad. Okay, fine. Fine. We are just going to deal 2 damage to them until they die. Who's the real winner here? The guy with the 2-1? Or the guy doing nothing? Literally nothing. They basically just drew a card in the last turn. They held off the Fabled Passage. I can tell this is an older player. It's ironic because the game takes older, but what I'm saying is, this is something I'd see a lot in tournaments. I think they're actually a really good player as well, because it's such a small statistical chance, but you'd hold off the Fabled Passage because you want that micro chance of drawing a land a bit more. The earlier you crack the passage, the less chance of you drawing more lands later on. So the later you do it, the more basically they're looking for lands essentially. Lightning Bolt. Let's try and save him. Because we can just redeploy. See, the thing is, they respect that 2 damage, don't they? They clearly respected it, because why would they just... I mean, I guess it's incidental. The fact they had a Lightning Bolt, they had 7 cards in hand. They had to just get it out. I'm getting a bit tired, though, so let's just see if they counter this. Just counter it, then. We've got the Citadel. This is too easy. What's going on, guys? Okay, well we've got so much protection. We've got like 3 counter spells here. We've got 1, 2, 3 ways to stop them. What? Jeskai player with no counters and kill spells?
I have practiced against
I'm
many
very
foes
confused.
like you.
Told you they quit after the Narset came out, didn't I? Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.